Hey everyone, welcome to Life in a Band. Today I want to touch on different types of gigs and certain things that the booking guys ask for. To start off, a lot of them ask they ask, how many Instagram followers do you have? So I'm completely honest with them because they're sure as hell going to look. So I tell them I have about 180 Instagram followers. There's nowhere near thousands upon thousands. And they say, well, how many can you guarantee will come to the gig? And I realistically tell them, I have no clue. I don't know, because I am not in charge of their social life. I don't run an Uber business where I run and go pick them all up and bring them all to my shows. I can't guarantee any. And of those 180 people that, my followers, I can guarantee that 20 of them live in my area because a lot of them are from Los Angeles. So I don't understand what Instagram followers has to do with how many people are coming to the shows. It's not a realistic situation. So, they don't know what to say after that, and they usually pass because they don't think I can bring anyone to the shows. Which is, understandable, because it's not, I can't force people to come. If they want to come, they'll come. But your venue should also have some sort of following as well. I don't ask them, well, how many patrons are you going to have in your bar or restaurant tonight? Because I need to know before I book with you. They would look at me and say, screw you, I'm not guaranteeing any people are going to come and listen to you, any of my customers. So it's a two-way street. It's you both have to promote and you both have to do what you can to get a crowd. Other than that, I was in LA, and there's different things, different ways you can get people to shows, and a lot of them down there, especially on the Sunset Strip, was pay to play. Where you had to, you sold tickets, and they usually asked for selling 50 tickets at X amount of dollars a head. And if you wanted to make money on it, you can overcharge on those tickets. Let's just say they're asking for $5 a ticket of those 50, and you have to guarantee that you're paying that up before you hit the stage. So, the 50 times 5, they're asking for $250 right before you hit the stage. So if you charge $7 a ticket, you're making $2 a head off those 50 tickets. If you don't sell those 50 tickets, you owe them money. So you're basically paying to play. And those sets are usually 30 minutes long. We had other gigs, and I only did that one time. And I swore to myself I'd never do it again because it's such a hustle. And it's, I was in my 20s at the time. There was another place we played on the Santa Monica Pier, which was a really cool deal. They gave us 90-minute sets. And basically, I want to say they gave us pay after the 11th person came in. And we barely made money on that one. We made maybe $25-30 on that. But again, it wasn't about the money for us. It was about playing live and being able to showcase our songs and doing what we loved. That's what it was all about. There was another time that I had a band where we played the Hard Rock Cafe over at Universal Studios in Hollywood. And we played there regularly. And I booked it with this one guy who was running the shows there. And he said, you have to bring in 30 people before you get paid at $5 a head. So at the end of, right before our show, I said, what are we at? And he said, you're at 29. I said, oh, well, here, let me pay for my wife at the time. Here's an extra $5. He said, oh, no. No, we can't have that. No, you're at 29. No. I said, well, it'll boost it up to 30 so we can get paid for it. No, you're at 29. You can't pay for that. It doesn't work like that. We ended up playing the show, and I went to him afterwards. I said, anyone else come in? Or we must be over 30 people at this point. And he said, no, you're at 29. So he screwed us. And wouldn't pay us. It was a 30-minute set. We had to pay the sound guy to get a live recording, and even then I want to say that was 25 or $50 just to get a live recording off the mixing board. So again, we're paying all this money to play. Not to mention all the money we put out for our instruments. At the time, we were paying rehearsal studios to rehearse for 2 hours at a studio. It's not cheap being a musician, and we put our blood, sweat, and tears into this stuff. And a lot of the times, these booking people and these venues, they just don't care. And it's sad that this is the way it is, because there is no money in the music business, especially nowadays. All these gigs I had, I'm talking about 20 years ago. And fast forward 20 years now, there is no money. But then again, like I keep saying, I'm not in it for the money. I'm not in it to pay my bills with it. If you're in a band, hopefully you have a day job where you can afford your mortgage, rent, bills, and all your extracurricular activities, because music is not going to pay shit. So those were a few of the gigs that we used to get. I actually played in a parking lot at an El Pollo Loco, which was a local fast food chicken place back in Los Angeles. And we would play, they would give us like $175 and a free lunch. And we played as a trio. And honestly, that was probably some of the best things that we did, because we got a lot of gigs off of that. We got a lot of private parties, a lot of casino nights, other festivals off of that paid pretty good money. So that was, sometimes you just kind of have to play wherever and whenever you can, just to get yourself out there. And sometimes those are some of the best things you can do, because even through the drive-thru, people were coming through the drive-thru and stopping and coming up to listen. It was really cool. That was a cool time. Those were cool gigs. They're not glamorous by any means, but it was fun. Other than that, the gigs here, like I've said before, they're very far and few between. I haven't played a show here in 2 years. And like I said in the previous video, it was a festival show where we played 30 minutes. And, it was a whole surf rock set, because I wanted to rebel against what, the city stands for, which is country cover songs. Other shows here that I have reached out for, where they wanted acoustic acts. And they said, you can do a songwriter night where you sit up on a stool with 3 other songwriters, so there's 4 of you up there, and you sing your best 2 songs, and you still stay up there while the other people sing their 2 songs, and you sit there. That sounds boring as shit. I will not do that. After 2 or 3 songs playing acoustically, it all sounds the same. And I don't want to sit up there for an hour watching other people sing. And I'm sure they don't want to hear me sing either. It doesn't go anywhere. And of course, it's free. But, that's beside the point. Those are just some of the gigs and some of the experiences I've had. Like I've said in the previous video, there's something about being in a band, and sometimes you have to do it yourself. I talked to a friend of mine a couple years ago who said he did it the old school way, where you kind of have to throw the gigs, you kind of have to do them yourself as a big party, whether you're doing it like as a house party. You can rent, a hall that's going to cost you quite a bit of money and put together a whole night of entertainment. Hopefully you get people to come. It's hard. It's not easy, but, when you are playing live, it's worth it. I've spent the better part of the past 2 weeks, thinking about playing live again since it's been 2 years. And I've tried over the past couple of years to put something together, and it just kind of falls apart. I think part of it is me. I'm to blame because I get so discouraged by the venues either not responding or saying no. But I don't want to quit. I can't quit. It's in my blood. I do get a form of satisfaction of playing. So I do want to put something together, and I want to do something that I haven't done in a long time. I want to, I've been in rockabilly bands, rock bands, country rock bands, all sorts of stuff like that. And I've done the surf stuff for a couple things, but there's stuff I still want to do, and hopefully I can put something together with the right guys and get it out there. I may have to do it myself and book something. I don't know. Can I get people to come? I don't know. Some of our shows here, it's just 3 people in the audience. It's hard to get people out. It's really tough. You can't force people to come out, especially at 9 o'clock on a Wednesday night, because everyone has work the next morning. So nobody wants to come out. I worked at a place where I was trying to get people to come to my shows, and they said, "Well, can't you play at like 6 or 7? Because we have to go to bed and get up early in the morning." And I totally understand where they're coming from, because I have to also. So it's hard to get those people out to come to your shows. We're not all early 20s anymore. So that's where it is at this point. We'll see what happens, and tune in next time. Like, subscribe, share, and I'll talk again soon.